Hello, this is Mike Russell from musicradiocreative.com. In this video, I'm going to give you a 5-step process to recover poor quality voiceovers. Now, you can get poor quality voiceovers for many reasons. If you're working at a radio station, perhaps it's been sent over old school ISDN line, or maybe it's just been sent as an MP3 and the bitrate was too low. It'll sound maybe something like this. This is a voiceover, but it could do with much improvement. Let's compare that to a full quality, good quality voiceover. This is a voiceover. You can probably hear the difference in dynamic range and frequencies there, but let me show you how you can first of all detect what's missing. Head into the window menu and find your new best friend, the frequency analysis window. That pops up this window down here. Now, if I play this back and hit one of these buttons, it'll save a print of the voiceover. This is a voiceover. Notice that big long line all the way from the low frequencies right the way up to the high frequencies, an indication of a good quality voiceover with all the frequency ranges included. Now let's play the bad quality voiceover and save that one as number 7, a blue line. This is a voiceover. And as you can see there, this voiceover has clearly been sent over ISDN or with reduced quality on MP3 because it's missing pretty much all of the high frequencies. Okay, so how can we process this voiceover to make it sound better despite its loss? Well, first of all, let's analyze it a bit further and let's go into the silence here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go into Effects, Amplitude and Compression, Normalize to 98.8%, and that's a noisy voiceover studio. Yeah, not good at all. Let's undo that. So we're going to have to do something about the noise as well in that voiceover. And just to show you there is noise there in the silent spaces, look at that. Noise here indicated by purple and red coloring in the mid to low frequencies. Now, often voice artists will send you a session and they will play silences where they're not speaking like this. So you can tell if that's been done because it'll be completely black here. Let's undo that and head into the multi-track and see how we can recover this voiceover. So I'm going to drag that bad voiceover into track 1 and I'm going to go through a 5-part recovery process. First of all, let's go in and let's put some 20-band EQ on it. I've got a preset that you can get if you click the link below this video and get my free presets called Mic Sparkle. This is where I add a little bit of high frequency. Let's listen with and without. This is a voiceover, but it could do with... Okay, and I'm going to add in maybe a few more around the mid-range. This is a voiceover. Sounding better to me already with just a little bit of EQ. Once you've added EQ to slot 1 of the effects rack, then go into slot 2, go into Amplitude and Compression, Dynamics Processing, and again, another preset that I give if you click the link below this video is Mic Compressor. This should just crush the voice down and make it sound ready for any radio imaging or promo you're making. This is a voiceover. Next, head into slot 3 on your effects rack, go into Filter and EQ, and head for the Parametric Equalizer. One of my favorite presets is the Loudness Maximizer because it adds a little bit of low end and a little bit of high end as well. But not only that, you can click number 3 to bring up another slot here, and you can literally slide it up and down to remove or add certain frequencies. So let's do that now. Let's first of all play it back and try and remove some frequencies. This is a voiceover, but it could do with much improvement. You can hear the changes there. Also, I can go along and add in frequencies. This is a voiceover, but it could do with much improvement. This is a voiceover, but it... Now, I think that taking frequencies out at 552 Hz are going to help in this instance. Of course, for you, it may well be different every time, but this is just another way you can have a play to get a poor quality voiceover sounding better. After I've done that, I'll go into slot 4 of the effects rack, Amplitude and Compression, Dynamics Processing. Again, I've got Mic's Compressor there, but instead of adding just compression, I'm actually going to add a gate. And to do that, I just drop in a dot there and pull it right the way over. Now, a gate will literally stop any noise below a certain decibel level getting through that gate. In other words, it'll be completely silent. This is a rather aggressive gate I've just drawn on, and when I play this back, you'll notice it cuts off some of my voice. This is a voiceover, but it could do with much improvement. You can hear there, but it could do with much improvement, just struggling to get through the gate. So I'm going to move it over a bit. This is a voiceover, but it could do with much improvement. And that seems to be a little bit better. And then the final effect, I'm going to go into rack 5 of my effects rack, and I'm going to go into Amplitude and Compression, Hard Limiter, and just to make sure the voiceover has got extra power to cut through any sound effects or music bed, limit to minus 0.1 dB. I wouldn't usually do this when producing voiceovers, but if you have got a voice that is lacking certain frequencies or just doesn't sound right, hard limiting as a final process can really help. Now, once I've done that, let's mix it down. And you'll notice immediately some differences. First of all, where there are any silences, they have completely gone. They've been removed by the gate that I added in. And also, if I get rid of this frequency analysis here, you can see that the voiceover has been completely compressed and hard limited to sound great in radio imaging or a promo. Let me play it to you.
This is a voiceover, but it could do with much improvement.
And now let me compare that to the bad voiceover.
This is a voiceover, but it could do with much improvement.
And finally, let's play back my improved version of the voiceover again and take a print on the frequency analysis graph to see if any changes are present.
This is a voiceover.
And as you will see there, it does appear that the high range frequencies have been improved and the overall sound of that voiceover is much better. I hope this tutorial has helped you, and if you'd like to get some of my favorite presets for radio imaging and voiceover production, click the link below this video. I'm Mike Russell from musicradiocreative.com.